So I have written The Way of Nagomi, in which I described how the Japanese philosophy of life about Nagomi, how to keep harmony and maintain sustainability at all costs at any time. This is a book that has helped the Japanese people develop some really interesting ideas about the world, like Ikigai and Kintsugi and Ichigo Ichi and so on. So Nagomi is the mother of these concepts, and at this time, it is a really interesting question to ask whether it is at all possible to have Nagomi between Russia and Ukraine. And it is a really difficult question, isn't it? I mean, you would say that probably it's impossible to do that because apparently Russia has made its position clear that it wants to force its views on an independent country, and there's no Nagomi there. And if you do seek Nagomi with Russia, you would end up being the 21st century equivalent of Chamberlain, Mr. Chamberlain, who was Prime Minister of England at the time of the German Nazi Hitler uprising. And it is a really difficult question. But having said that, I think it's fair that at the time that Mr. Chamberlain made that decision at the Munich Agreement, it was probably the best possible way to try to stop war happening from in Europe. And at this time, probably we should learn from history, not in the way that we condemn Mr. Chamberlain's decision totally, but to learn a really subtle, nuanced lessons from them. And probably it's still possible to have a Nagomi relationship between Russia and Ukraine and the rest of the world. So of course, it's not a really simple-minded problem. And I do admit that it is really difficult to conceive of a Nagomi situation between Russia and Ukraine and the rest of the world. But I do think that it is in the spirit of Nagomi to try to find a solution or two to this really difficult question and to really difficult situation. But I do hope that peace will be brought about in Ukraine and probably in Russia too, because under Mr. Putin, Russia has lost its Nagomi with itself, and that I think is clear. With the thought, I keep my morning run.